Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Hello and welcome to the homeland of NASCAR, the Charlotte Motor Speedway, site of the second to last race of the playoff round here in the JUICYSPYDER Truck Series. I'm James Watson, joined as always by my broadcast partner / race control man, Mathieu Weeks, and our producer, Jesse Rasimas. First of all, Matt, real quick, what are you looking forward to tonight for this one?
Some good racing, because this track brings out amazing racing in multiple lines, and a lot of throttle time early in the run, and then some people saving. It's going to be good, so I can't wait to watch.
Absolutely. Charlotte never fails to put on a good show. One of the most unique of the 1.5 mile cookie cutter tracks. Doesn't look like it, but it always drives just a bit different than any of the others, and it always trips up a lot of guys if you're not careful. Here are the championship standings real quick. Ethan Stanley and Trey Eitzen are locked in with their wins. William White and Caleb Pacumer currently hold the last two spots in the championship four, with Ty McIntosh, Elite Norgard, and Tommy Ryan within striking distance. But they're going to need some great races here in the last two to get into the championship four. As you see in the background, it looks like Trey Eitzen's getting a EOL for, I believe, issues with his playoff banner. So now that's going to put Caleb Pacumer as the pole sitter. It's going to be a big moment here for Caleb, needing to get these points both in the stage and in the finish. As we see the pace car getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Caleb Pacumer will lead us to the restart zone. And green means go. We are underway at Charlotte. Good initial jump from the 59.
Sorry to cut you off there, but there was like a stack up in the midfield. I thought they were about to wreck for a second.
Yeah. You see William already all over the rear of that 59 truck. See, here comes Ethan Stanley jumping down into the inside, trying to get P3.
Ryan's a little loose on the bottom.
Ooh! And I think William and Pacumer might have got the wall a little bit off of 4. There was certainly some dust getting picked up.
Yeah, I heard some drivers talking through the practice saying it was getting looser as the practice went. Will got a little wiggle right there too. Yeah, it looks fun to drive. That's when the cars are really fun, or trucks are really fun to drive when it's loose like this. And we're going to be giving a show tonight, I think.
Absolutely. As you see, Phillips jumped the 43 up in the P2. Got a whole lot of side-by-side battling right in towards the end of the top 10.
Yeah, there's battles all through these fields. Seth and Gavin battle in there. A lot of playoff guys need points. There's some guys way below the cut line. That really are pretty much must wins, so they're going to sit here and probably fight as hard as they can to get some stage points to hopefully have a shot next week if they don't win the race tonight.
Yeah, as you see, Phillips going for the lead. Humor making a bit of a business decision. We know that JP likes to push early, and that won't be good for his tires. But as I say that, here comes Caleb trying to take it back.
Yeah, it looks like both these guys are pushing really hard. Oh, yep. Overdriving, a little loose, got the wall. And Will's just sitting back there taking care of his stuff. He was really fast when he ran here in the Grand National Series earlier in this part of the season we've been doing. And he was really quick here, so I think he just back there, really take care of his tires and watching these two really drive really hard with, just sending it.
Yeah, this track is a nightmare on tires. You wouldn't necessarily think it, but you always tend to hear tire wear come up a lot when we're racing at Charlotte, so they're going to have to be careful. And you also wonder when we're going to see the guys move up to run up by the wall, since the wall seems to work pretty well here. At least in other cars. I'm not entirely sure how well it'll work in the truck.
It'll work up there. It's just if you're going to use it, you got to use it sparingly because it will really overheat the tires and you'll pay for it if you use it too much.
Absolutely. So you start to worry about those that are using it so early, like the 43, like the 12.
Yeah, it looks like Williams kind of stepped it up. I think Caleb might have got some damage when he hit that wall because it looked like he hit it pretty hard.
Yeah, it looks like he's starting to drop off these two just a bit. See, a lot of guys have single filed out here. There's Dylan Havira battling with Norgard, though.
Yeah, Norgard's really driving hard, really taking advantage of the speed that you carry on the exit of these corners when you're using the outside. I would just be worried about that right front using it for too long.
Yeah, Olayton's got to go, though. He's got to make something happen. The last week was an abject disaster for the 12, so he's got to recover some points.
Yeah, last week was miserable. I think he was caught up in like every single wreck, every little on-track incident that didn't bring out a yellow. He was just involved in every which way you can think of, and this is the night he really needs to turn around. Hopefully go up here. If he wins, it'll just erase that entire race last week and wouldn't from his memory, and he wouldn't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah, heck, I think he spent most of the race without his left front fender. That's how bad it was for Norgard. See Dusty and Mikolajczyk side by side.
And a rare show this season, Paul making a race tonight. He's been busy with FTF running here and there on Sundays sometimes, and then just haven't really been in the mood when they wasn't racing, racing on Sunday nights. And I guess Justin and Trey convinced him to run tonight, so it's good to see him on track.
Absolutely. As you see a few spots behind Mikolajczyk is the 10 of Ty McIntosh. Ty came into tonight the outside looking in the closest 11 points out, and right now this is not the run he needs early on. He needs to be up in the top 10 getting stage points, and right now he is running 18th. Oh, someone got the wall behind him. I think it might have been Pocock.
Yeah, really slow right there. Save. And it looks... Some of these, sorry, but the paint scheme's different on the broadcast than what I'm seeing, so sometimes it throws me for a loop. So I didn't know who it was at first, but as I was saying, we were talking about points with the tie. The 11 points he's back is behind Caleb, and Caleb's up there in third, so he needs to get up there and pass Caleb if he wants to gain any points on him if he gets stage points.
Yeah, because if the results hold for stage points, that's suddenly going to make it almost a 20-point gap. I think it would be around 19, if my math is correct. Obligatory Zach Evans. I was told there would be no math. Oh, we got a truck going around. David Westergreen up into the wall.
Thought I heard tires.
See some damage on the right rear quarter for the 09 truck. See, there's the 7 to the inside of Westergreen. And oh, yeah, that's a major net code. That is unfortunate for our play-by-play man on Wednesdays, D West. Well, this might be the break a lot of guys need, especially those outside of stage points like Ty McIntosh, like Seth Rawls, like a Gerald Campbell, all the way down in P last right now. Let's see, everyone bringing it down so far. While everyone's pitting, I think we're going to go ahead and get our first commercial break in of the night. So we'll be back with you shortly.
Tickets for the 2026 Season of Speed at Worldwide Technology Raceway are on sale now. The Bommarito Automotive Group 500 and Celebration of 66 Festival, June 6th and 7th. The NASCAR Cup Series and Joy Illinois 300, O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and Confluence Music Festival, September 11th through 13th. And the NHRA Napa Auto Parts Midwest Nationals, October 2nd through 4th. Save big by going to www.raceway.com.
Alrighty, we are back and we are 1 to green. And it looks like our first round of strategy is in. Gerald Campbell looks like stayed out, I assume.
Yeah.
He's now in control of this race. So this is gonna be a thing, Matt.
Yeah, he's a must-win guy. I think it's too early to stay out in this race, but no telling what can happen here. I just know these guys are going to be way faster than him, and it's going to be up to them to not run him over. That's their, he made a decision to stay out. As long as he holds his line, these guys got to work around him. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to get crazy right here.
It sure is. I mean, 15 laps isn't a massive run on the tires. Plus, I don't know if Gerald started from the pits or what, but he was running last about 15 seconds off of everyone else. So it's not like he had the dirty air to slide the tires, and I imagine he wasn't pushing that hard. So I can see the logic in it as the pace car makes a hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Gerald Campbell will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We are back underway at Charlotte. Good jump from Gerald. That's exactly what he needs if he's going to make this strat work.
Was another craziness on that start right there in midfield. Some guys waited a little late to go. Some guys went a little early. I thought there was going to be another wreck. I think Gerald's thinking stage points. He was hoping maybe they would wreck for the stage, you know, keep wrecking for stage points, but...
Oh, they might now. Oh, that was almost 3 wide. Gerald shut the door right in JP's face. Oh, that could have been deadly.
Yeah, that could have been bad. JP trying to... I don't think there's room, trying to put his nose there. And
We're
then
3
Gerald
wide.
said, Gavin,
Sorry to interrupt you, Matt. Oh, boy.
Oh, you're good. There's just
And
all
we're still
kinds
3.
all kinds of stuff going on.
Yeah, we got 3 playoff guys who desperately need points. Pushing it 3 wide. Big wiggle from Norgard. Oh, he's going to hang on to it, but he has to deal with the whole pack coming on at the speed of Mach Jesus. Look at all this. Look at all the spots that Leighton Norgard has lost. That is a costly mistake.
Man, this truck looks like a handful tonight. It looks fun. I wish I was out there racing.
Absolutely. And oh man, Mikolajczyk just shut the door in Norgard's face this time. He was barely clear going down the back straightaway. See McIntosh up a couple spots from where he was running on during that first run. Meanwhile, Gerald so far hanging on to P9 right now. Got 10 laps to go, though, before the end of the stage, but he's not dropping like I think a lot of us would have expected from that strategy call. Because here comes Seth. Ooh! A little bit of contact, I think. But this is a big turn of fortune for Seth. I don't even know where Seth was running in that first run, but now he's exactly where he needs to be, sitting in P9. Taking it over from Gerald, as now Gerald has fallen out of stage points. Unfortunately, the gamble not paying off for points, but as long as he stays out of the last, it'll be some sort of net gain for him. So that's something if you're in the 31 camp.
Oh my God, Gerald.
Yep. If you're the playoff guys right here in this Hornet's Nest, it is nervous times for the 10, the 12, technically the 92, but Trey's in, so this is a wash for him as he's on the recovery from his banner issue. As McIntosh is going to get clear.
Yeah, you can just see the tire difference, right? Oh, man.
Yeah, as we're 3 wide once again. Now Gerald is really hemorrhaging spots.
The end of lap 30, coming to 31.
Meanwhile, up at the front, William White holds the lead and holding off Ethan Stanley.
Yeah, this would be a big win right here for Will. I think if he wins this stage, I mean, that bump him up to plus 43 pretty much as of now if no one gets any stage points. And that's a pretty much lock if no new winners these next 2 races.
Absolutely. As long as you'd think if he holds on to the stage win and no one below him in points wins, you'd imagine that might be enough to clinch the 43 into the championship for, but there's a whole lot of racing left. In this stage as you see the 91 get to the inside of the 43.
Yeah,
William jumped up to the top, but go on.
I was about to say the same thing. He jumped up to defend that right there.
So now they switched. Stanley running middle, White running low. Gonna be a log 4 laps for William White as he tries to hold on to these huge 10 points. Meanwhile, Stanley already clinched into the championship 4. He's looking to play spoiler.
Yeah, the exit up there, a little squirrely. When you're carrying so much speed and you get off the corner, it's just a little squirrely. And then you carry so much speed from 2 coming down the back going into 3 that you got to use a little bit more brake and slow down a little bit more to set yourself up for that corner, because it's a little bit shorter corner, I mean sharper corner. I don't know how you would phrase it, but
Yep.
Oh,
You
yep.
see, look at how much he's having to work that wheel, and now I think if we just turn to the left, we're gonna see that 91 truck. There it is. Stanley working that inside, and he's gonna clear, but William jumps down to the bottom. 2 laps to go in the stage. William working hard for that 1 extra point.
oh, gets a little loose right there. You even seen the smoke come out of the right rear tire.
Yep, and that might be all she wrote for the stage. Meanwhile, the battle for the final stage point is starting to heat up. Ty only just not even a car length behind Justin Vandermeer for that last spot in the top 10. Ty needs that point.
If he doesn't at least get 1, it's just going to make it even more difficult.
Absolutely, this will be pretty well worst case scenario with White in 2nd, Pecumer in 5th. Great run for the 10 through 1 and 2, but it might be too little too late. Ty jumps to the outside. Look at all that momentum. Is he gonna get sideways for Ty, and that's gonna be it for the stage. Vandermeer will pick up the last point. Stanley, White, Phillips, Tommy Ryan, Pecumer, Javier, Higgins, McCorkle, Rawls, and Vandermeer, your stage point scorers.
All playoff guys but 1 got points right there. Couple guys that are pretty much must wins got points, but the 2 guys that are in already, in the final 4 just by points got more points than those guys. So it hurt. I mean, I know you got stage points, but you still lost, and that sucks.
Yeah, much to the chagrin of the 10 of Ty McIntosh's. Here's Trey Eidson making his way back into the top 10, our original pole sitter.
Yeah, unlucky trade and paint malfunction, I should say, and I think we got it fixed at just too late where he shouldn't even started back there. But what a drive to already be in the top, pretty much top 10, 30 laps into this race.
And that's where that win last week is huge for the 92, because honestly it just became, oh well, I'm already in. But if he didn't win, that would have been a devastating penalty for the 92, as he did not score any stage points. But again, thanks to that win, it doesn't matter. He's got nothing to worry about except trying to get another couple checker flags here before he rolls out to Darlington to battle for a championship.
Exactly. And, what I think what's going to play in the Gerald's hand here, I don't know if they can go all the way on fuel, but if this goes green, he is going to have to pit before everybody. And he could gain a lot of time right there on these guys. I know he's lost some here, but if those guys try to stay out, stretch, and maybe go for fuel only or something, for the end of the race, that could probably come into his favor, pitting early and just driving hard, and everyone else having to pit as well.
Yeah, it's maybe that caution came out at a really interesting spot in the race for everyone fuel-wise, and we don't really know what the fuel mileage is, so we don't know where everyone's going to be and how far off Gerald is going to be from that pit call.
Yeah, and if I can remember right, I think it's like 50-something laps, 55 laps. I think it's right there. I ran the Truck Series probably a month ago here, And I think it was like right around 54, 57 laps, like right in there. I could be wrong, but I think that's the number on fuel. And where that caution come out, where these guys pitted, it's like really close.
Yeah, and hope if you're a Gerald Campbell, he's hoping you're right on those fuel numbers. As you see, Battle for P3 or
These
P4
trucks are
rather.
loose, man. This is fun. He's seeing these guys get side by side and they start wiggling, man. It looks fun out there.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of trucks kicking up smoke from how sideways they are. It's incredible.
He's really working this,
and he worked himself clear. Whoa,
Yeah,
big sideways for D West, having to save it onto
yeah.
the apron.
Save though. Yep. Caught that seam, I think. Oh no, he just got loose way too low on the exit. What a save.
Yeah, you wonder if there's still a little bit of damage on that 09 truck after the netcode incident with Pocock. Meanwhile, this man is just walking away as there is anything but walking behind, as you saw JP Phillips having to make a big save while trying to see if he can get past William White.
Yeah, it looks like William kind of burned the tires up driving super hard for that stage, and these guys are struggling to get by him right now.
And if you're the 43 of William White, it's an acceptable trade-off. You're willing to do that, willing to give it up as another big wiggle from Phillips. And here comes Tommy trying to, and he's going to make the pass easily. I don't know if that was a business decision from JP or what, but a easy pass for the 66. Because now he tries to get one more spot from William.
Yeah, I think JP realized that Ryan was a little faster right now in this long run, and it looks like he's really struggling with the truck right now. So the best bet was, he do, let this guy go right now and let him race him, so that way we don't accidentally wreck each other trying to race each other hard.
Absolutely.
Oh, there's a wreck going into
trucks. One. Oh, Connor Thompson back up into the wall. Oh no, someone else hit him. Oh no. Oh, I don't even know what to say about that one. See, incident, ooh. Inabnet goes up into the 30. See the 30 just flying, and then looks like, I think Mitchell-Avir hit him, and then Connor tries to get back going, and I can't tell who that was, but it was an unlucky soul that just clobbered him.
It all happened out of 4. And Abnick looks like he gets loose and loses so much speed, and all these guys just come flying up. So that's why I think where everything started. And, oh.
I can't quite tell if that's a poor rejoin from Connor or not great wreck avoidance from Bryce. I think it might be a little bit of both on that. Yeah, I guess Austin must have figured that Connor was gonna go up a lane higher, and yeah. You see on board with Dave Huck, and now that's good wreck avoidance. Slows up and only just a little bit of tappy tap. All right, and this puts us right at halfway, so we're going to go ahead and take one more quick break, and we'll be back with you shortly.
Tickets for the 2026 season of Speed at Worldwide Technology Raceway are on sale now. The Bommarito Automotive Group 500 and Celebration of 66 Festival, June 6th and 7th. The NASCAR Cup Series and Joy Illinois 300, O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and Confluence Music Festival, September 11th through 13th. And the NHRA Napa Auto Parts Midwest Nationals, October 2nd through 4th. Save big by going to www.raceway.com.
Alrighty, we are back, and you see Tommy Ryan was able to jump Ethan Stanley on pit stops. So that might be the pit stop Tommy Ryan needs to keep his season alive. Is just scanning to see where some of our playoff drivers are. Looks like Gerald Campbell was also able to make up some spots. He's sitting up P28. As we see the pace car getting ready to make that hard left-hand turn onto pit road. And Tommy Ryan will lead us to the restart zone. Green means go, and we are back underway at Charlotte. A huge jump from the 66 and a huge jump from the 34 behind. Yeah, this is going to help JP Phillips clear the 91 for P2. Now Ethan has 2 spots he needs to make up. So we barrel on down into turn number 3.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to do what he did that last run. He looked really strong in the middle of that run, going in late into that run, and I think he took it easy the first couple laps before we really started to pressure wheel. So I think Stanley's going to do the same thing right here. Just try to keep the tires underneath them for, say, 5 or 7 laps. Try not to lose too much track position, and then try to attack the leaders.
And we know how good Tommy Ryan is at saving tires. We've seen him do it quite a bit this season with a few of his wins. So if you're anyone else in the playoff hunt not named Stanley or Eidson, I don't know if you want to see that 66 truck out in front. Caleb Pecumer is starting to lose a few spots. He's now down to P9.
These guys, it's gotten a little darker. I wonder if it's tightened up the truck a little bit. I mean, I know sometimes as it gets darker and the track cools down, sometimes it gets looser. I mean, it's flip-flop sometimes on iRacing, so I wonder if the truck has changed. It looks like there's a little bit more grip on the initial start of the run here, but I wonder how long before it goes away.
Yeah, and just keeping my eye on that 91. It looks like he's probably going into some more max tire save here. As meanwhile, we almost have a battle for the lead. Trey Einson is rocking it up to P2, and he is hounding Tommy Ryan. Oh, little bit of almost contact off of 2 as here comes Trey. Trey making some great speed on the inside, wrapping the blue line, but Tommy fights back, attempts to fight back. He got the wall a little bit off a corner exit, but he still holds, and they're still side by side. Tommy running a little lower this time, hold the middle, trying to hold Eitzen down. Still just a side by side. Oh, now Trey's going to tuck back in and hold on to P2 right now.
Yep, and I'll be worried driving hard early in the run. Burn the tires a little bit, and then Stanley will pounce. Stanley's back there saving. I know what he's doing. He's taking it really easy on him and just waiting.
Yeah, this is going to be a long run. If we get no more cautions, it's basically going to be half the race. You have to make these tires last half the race. And you wonder if those two pushing are going to really ruin their chances of getting those tires through this entire half.
Yeah. I think that last run was like 20-something laps or something. Yeah, because we went... Yeah, so it was like 23 laps, and you already seen the difference on the tires 15, 17 laps into that run and who overdrove it. So if you overdrive it this run and it goes green at the end, you're going to have to pay for it a lot longer than that last run.
Absolutely. As you see, Campbell on the recovery train, battling Jesse Rasimas for, I believe, 21st position.
Oh, a little loose on the exit there, trying to cut underneath him. It looks like he couldn't carry the momentum he needed. But, I mean, I hate to say it, Gerald, but he kind of put himself in this hole right here of staying out and just being, you know, out of it. I think that lost so much time, and then that caution comes out. Now you're stuck back there trying to get this track position back, and you're driving hard to get that. And you just put yourself in a bigger hole than you already were in.
Yeah, and he was already in that hole to begin with because of whatever happened in the start. Because like I said, it showed him like 20 seconds off of everyone else in last, like a few laps before that caution came out. So I don't know what happened to Gerald, but he was already starting out in a big hole.
Yeah, and I think that happened from the start of the race. There was a big checkup in the middle of the pack, and there was a lot of guys that you know, went too early or too late, and a couple guys, you know, bumped into each other. So that probably could have been the reason why he lost so much time at the beginning of the race.
Now it looks like JP trying to take second place back from Trey Eitzen, and he will make the pass fairly easily. This has just become practically one big line around the bottom.
Yeah, I think it's who can save the tires the best while carry momentum as well, because I like the Cup car and the Xfinity car, you know, where you get completely out of the throttle, kind of let the car set, and then you pick it up nice and easy. These trucks, you're in the throttle so much, so a lot of these guys are just lifting out of throttle to about half throttle and then just playing with the throttle through the corners. So you're trying to save and manage while keeping throttle the entire time too. So it's an art with these trucks how you do it, and you can see who's going to do it the best right here of who is off the throttle the less but being on the throttle the most at the same time.
Yep, and it's the art form I am entirely not good at, because boy howdy do I not enjoy driving these things. But
I didn't like him at first. But then they updated them when they updated the Cup car, and whatever they did to these trucks, they have made them a blast to drive. They get loose on the lights, tie right there. They get loose. You start burning that rear a little more now, and these things are so much more fun to drive, I think, than some of the other stock cars. And they've been putting on a show, and we've been seeing that this season. These guys have been putting on some really good races with these trucks.
Yeah, but they need to update them a lot more for me to get over my massive skill issue when it comes to racing these things. I don't think there's a big enough update in the world for that.
Wheels starting to pressure Stanley. Hey, man, it's an art, man. It takes time. Believe me, I'm still learning. We all are. It takes a while, and I think a lot of it comes from how I drive the car. It's not really an art form. It's just I just take care of it. It looks like Stanley's starting to pounce.
Yes, he is. And while we were talking, you saw Trey Eisen just completely kind of fall down the order. He's now back in P9. I guess all that push and try to get up to the front early on in this run has absolutely murdered that right front, right rear. I don't know, but at 92 is nowhere near as quick as it was right now.
Yeah, just like it's very deceiving with this truck because you can flat foot it for 4 or 5 laps, all the way around this track, but you pay for it dearly. And he was driving really hard, battling Ryan, and it really cooked the tires. And that's why I brought up it's an art form about and how much throttle you're not using to take care of it. And that right there shows he was on the throttle way too much those first, I say 10 laps. The first 10 laps, Stanley gets loose right there. But the first 10 laps really show who's on the throttle more and killing the tires. And you'll notice it about 12, 15 laps in a run, you really see the difference.
Yeah, and see these two continuing to fight. That is exactly what Tommy Ryan wants to see in his mirror.
You see these guys racing, I'm watching the 69 and the 54 truck do battle. They're both got loose out of 4. I mean, this is head on in the wall.
Oh, Dylan Javier, major contact to the inside wall. We stay green, but that is major playoff implications for one of our playoff drivers. See, here he is. And from that angle, I have no idea.
See here. Here's exited normal. Seth gets a little loose there, and I think Seth's just a little too high right here.
Well, to play devil's advocate here a little bit, Dylan is running a little bit off of the wall, and I think Seth was anticipating him to just go a little higher. And when you're the car on the inside, it's impossible to anticipate if the car next to you isn't gonna fully track out. So, but as far as who you could say is responsible for that, honestly, I haven't a clue. That's where I'm glad I'm not in your position.
I have been waiting to talk about this for so long. This right there, because as Chad would say, it's not up to the guy on the outside to go to the wall. Let's say that for so long. Oh man, but yeah, in Chad's eyes, how he says it, the guy on the right doesn't have to go all the way to the wall, which I agree, as long as he held his line, that was my thing. And it looked like he held his line right there perfect. And I was looking at the dotted lines, going down the back, and that's how I kind of pray. I look at it as like, Seth Ross could have stayed to the left of that line and kept his right side on the line and not touch him, but he just inched a little bit too far and just caught his rear and turned to veer right there.
Meanwhile,
to
yeah,
Wright
we got a
attacking these guys.
massive battle for the lead. William tried to take the lead from Ryan.
Yeah, it looked like Williams sat back there and learned from Stanley and was a little bit slower. Took care of his tires, I think, a little bit more. And now he's taking over this lead. I think Ryan's kind of burnt the tires up when he was battling Eitzen, and yep, William takes it right there.
Yeah, new leader, the 43, back to the point. Now, Tommy looked like he wanted to try to take it back, but William gonna jump to the inside. Oh, we got a caution! Oh, me, oh my, I don't think William White wanted to see that. Let's see, oh, issues with Dave Huck and Connor Thompson. It's like Dave gets loose, trying to save it, saves it up into the 30 and sends him around. Oh. Well, this is going to make things really interesting. We are going to have, I think, 18, maybe 17 laps when we go back green. So all that work trying to save for the long run, it's out the window now. We are going to have a short run to end things here.
Yep,
Let's
no
see,
more tire saving.
Nope. Foot to the floor and pray for the best. Let's see, so far, not a single truck staying out. Now, do we see any two tire calls, any strategy shenanigans?
I would hope not. I think that run was a little bit too long for 2 tires, but who knows? These guys have fooled me plenty of times before.
Yeah, there always seems to be one. And looks like, I think Tommy Ryan might have won the race off of pit road.
Yep, and White's right there. Then JP, it looks like Stanley kept 4th. And there's a couple guys that's been like midfield has worked their way up there. You know, Higgins and Rawls, who's kind of worked their way slowly up here and to be probably a chance if something was to happen to probably win this race. So this is about to get interesting because there's guys are must wins pretty much.
Yes, sir. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and shout out one of our premier partners, Blue Egg Marketing. Rev up your business with Blue Egg, your marketing pit crew. Turbocharge your lead generation with experienced drivers that can navigate the competitive track to connecting with your customers. With Blue Egg, you're always in the pole position, leading your brand toward victory lane. Don't spin your wheels, accelerate success with Blue Egg, fueling small businesses to win big. And we are now 1 to green. Earlier, before that wreck, it's like David Westergreen had called it a night. Unfortunate for our ERN brethren.
Yeah, I wonder if he got some damage along the way and got caught in something. Just didn't want to bother with it. You know, he doesn't race for points. He just shows up to have a good time. And oh, here we go.
And oh, and down to the chicane he goes. And just calls it a night.
Yep. He's like, I just had enough. I'm gonna go get on Battlefield. Always saying that, D West, because I've seen you been playing it, man. So.
Well, here we go. We got 17 laps of chaos coming our way. As we see the
Go ahead.
As we see the pace car getting ready to make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Tommy Ryan will lead us to the restart zone once again. Green means go. We're back underway at Charlotte.
There's a wheel spin through the field, but everyone's good. And now it's who could drive as hard as you possibly can for 17 straight laps.
Yeah, not as good of a run for Phillips that time, but now he's able to get a great run through the corner, and he's going to clear for P2. Something must have happened to William because they're losing some serious momentum on the outside.
Oh,
They're
JP gets
starting to
loose.
build it back. JP throws the block. Oh, and someone got, McHuber got the one. Mikolajczyk spinning onto pit road. Oh, a bunch of issues for a bunch of letters right there. Meanwhile, back up to the front, here comes Gavin Higgins. He's up in the fray now. Oh, we got trucks going all over the track. Oh, man, things are getting spicy just like we thought. Stanley is falling down to P6. Someone got the wall. I don't even know who at this point.
Yeah. Someone. Oh, I thought he was going to squeeze that gap.
See, Higgins throws the block on William, and William had to take evasive maneuver. Oh, man, this is going crazy right now. So far, Ryan continues to lead, and Phillips follows him through. Higgins and White continue to battle. All kinds of sideways for Higgins as here comes Stanley to the inside. Ethan Stanley trying to make his move. William trying to fight for all he's worth and keep that 91 behind, and he will for now. This is as calm as they've been for several laps, but probably not going to be that way for long. Here comes Ty McIntosh. He's finally up, battling up towards the front. He will get by Holmes and get up into P7. McHuber lost some spots on that restart. He's trying to fight back. He's in P9 right now.
Got a little loose out of 2 there. Ty sends it underneath Seth.
Yeah, Seth is going to fight on the outside and hold Ty off as you saw Holmes get a little loose right behind. Meanwhile, if you're Caleb McHuber, you're probably the biggest fan of Ethan Stanley or William White right now. You do not want anyone underneath you winning because that's going to put you out of the fray.
Yeah, it'll be interesting if one of those guys do win because it'll mix everything up.
Absolutely.
Because looking at now, if Ryan does win, I mean, coming into the race, he was minus 16. So that'll jump him instantly in, and then who knows what the points will be after that. That's a lot of math, and I don't want to do the math right now.
Yeah. Or even JP Phillips. He was lower than Ryan. Meanwhile, Stanley gets by William as we're nearly 3 wide. Seth looking to the outside of Gavin. Not going to be able to do it. As Ty almost clears Seth.
Should get him here. The bottom seems to be working pretty good right now.
That it is, and that he does. Now Ty trying to run down the 20 and get by. Great drive here late for the 10, but it might be too little too late.
Close to that wall and exit.
Yeah, Ty is driving that 10 for all it's worth. As you see, Phillips runs high, trying to block the advance of Ethan Stanley.
And Ty needs to hurry and make this move. You will try to get as many spots as you can so you can negate the stage points that you lost.
And Gavin, he's going to keep the momentum and hold him off. But Ty is doing a fantastic job making that inside lane work. The best I think anyone has all night for the most part. As you see Stanley dive to the inside of JP Phillips. Tommy Ryan hoping that JP can fight him off as long as possible. And so far, so good. Stanley tucks back in behind. As McIntosh continues the fight, trying to see if he can get by the 20. Gavin still holding on to that top 5.
I think this is his best shot. This is the furthest he's been up going into 1. I think the bottom of 1 and 2s seems to be working really good.
He's clear for now. He's got to pull the slider, and he does. Ty McIntosh up into top 5.
Oh, he defends it.
Ooh. Oh, Gavin, a great court. Gavin pulled the slider. Oh, and he can't complete it. There was almost contact. I don't know how there wasn't contact, but that is going to be a big disaster for Higgins. As now here comes Seth trying to take advantage of it, and there's contact between those two entering the corner.
Yep. He's stuck on the bottom. Gets a little loose and Seth. Oh, man.
Meanwhile, Tommy Ryan is running away. He's got almost 0.7 of a second lead over JP Phillips. 5 laps to go here from Charlotte. As you see Pecumer trying to get by McCorkle, trying to rescue some more points for himself. The second half of the race has not worked out well for Caleb right now.
No, he looks like he's been losing spot after spot after every restart.
Yeah, trying so hard to fight off that 2. Trying to hold on to the last spot in the top 10. Whoa, sideways for Trey again. As McCorkle looked like he had his own issues, and now Vanderwaal is going to take advantage. As you see William and Stanley battling, looks like Stanley must have burned his stuff up.
Yep, I think he drove a couple laps hard too early, but that was your only chance if you wanted to keep up with Ryan in the clean air.
Especially with how far Stanley was at the beginning of that run. Fell down to P6 after the first lap back in green. And William will complete the pass, but Ethan trying to take it back. And he's not going to do it. William takes some momentum and pulls back by. Meanwhile, it is now 1.2 seconds. Ryan to JP Phillips. As here we have 2 laps to go from Charlotte.
Oh, Trey gets a little loose.
Yeah, that 88 has been all kinds of sideways.
Yeah, I think he was doing good, and then Gavin jumped up in front of him going down the back and kind of blocked him, and they both overdrove into 3, and I think that just overheated the tires too much for Trey.
Absolutely, speed of 12 go by. Oh, we got a truck going around, and we got a caution! Gerald Campbell! Oh my goodness, that is the last thing you wanted to see if you're Tommy Ryan. Oh, he was probably just a few hundred feet away from taking the white and winning this race. Oh, amazing how no one else got involved in that.
Yeah, it just looks like Jaden thought he was clear and was just going to get up behind him, and he wasn't completely clear yet and just grabbed Gerald there.
Oh boy, this this is gonna be something. You thought the restart with 17 to go was wild. Just wait till 2 to go.
Yeah, let's see what happens here. And nobody.
Nope.
I figured everybody would have pitted behind Ryan just to leave him.
We got one truck bringing it down. Not quite sure who that was. And then looks like Sam Boutwell pitting as well. Well, guess we're going to go ahead and take one more quick break, and we'll be back with the conclusion of tonight's chaos.
Tickets for the 2026 season of Speed at Worldwide Technology Raceway are on sale now. The Bomarito Automotive Group 500 and Celebration of 66 Festival, June 6th and 7th. The NASCAR Cup Series Enjoy Illinois 300, O'Reilly Auto Parts Series, and Confluence Music Festival, September 11th through 13th. And the NHRA Napa Auto Parts Midwest Nationals, October 2nd through 4th. Save big by going to WWTRaceway.com.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Alrighty, and we are back. We are about one to green, about half a lap to green now.
Old tires. There's gonna be some wheel spin here.
Yeah, how is this gonna work? Gonna need the restart of a lifetime for quite a few here. You see Tommy Ryan taking the top this time. This pace car makes the hard left-hand turn off a pit road. Tommy Ryan will once again lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We are underway at Charlotte. 2 laps to go. Oh, William White is spinning under the infield. It's Seth Rawls as well. Oh my goodness.
And it's still
Oh,
green.
what in the world? And now we got the caution. Justin Vandermeer also on the infield. What in the ever-loving what just happened? What? Oh, huge tire spin from JP Phillips. And then, man, this is huge for several playoff drivers. Williams losing a bunch of points. You see Seth getting spun to the inside. Oh, more issues. Frank Bodie and Justin Vandermeer going to the infield. What in the world? Man, that is so frustrating if you're Seth Rawls. Wow. Wow. huge break for a few guys now, because that puts Ty McIntosh up into P2, Leighton Norgard up into P3. Ethan Stanley fell down to P5. JP Phillips falls down to 6th, and then McCorkle, Gavin Higgins, Austin and Abnett, and Ricky Harden make up the rest of the top 10 here. Wow. Well, this is going to make this next restart even more crazy, since now everyone knows that this restarting is not going to be easy on these older tires. My goodness me. And let's see, trying to figure out where William White and Seth Rawls ended up. Seth is down in 24th, William White right behind him in 25th. It's like Trey Holmes is retired from the race because of his issues on that restart. But here we are. We are 1 to green, about to do it all over again. You see Tommy Ryan elected to go back to the bottom. And what does Ty McIntosh and Leighton Norgard do? Tommy
Well,
has
let's hope
2.
we don't have another restart like that. They don't want to
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah. Yeah. Tommy is going to have 2 guys right behind him in what might be a must-win situation here. Ty McIntosh is going to try and get the restart of his life. This pace car makes a hard left-hand turn onto pit road. Tommy Ryan will again lead us to the restart zone. Green means go. We are back underway at Charlotte. Oh, Kurt Gibson behind is out of gas, and we're wrecking again. Still no caution right now. William White and Harrison Talon are in the infield. Meanwhile, back up front, Tommy Ryan takes the lead, but Ty McIntosh is right behind. What can Ty McIntosh do? Can Tommy Ryan hold him off? Leighton looking to the inside of Ty. Ty shoots up to the wall, and he's going to get the wall, and that's going to kill his hopes of the win. That's coming to the white flag. Tommy Ryan has 1 lap to go. Does a Leighton Norgard have any time to make any sort of move happen, or is this all she wrote? Tommy Ryan has had an incredible season, 2 wins on the year, and many considered one of the contenders going into the playoffs here, and now he's going to punch his ticket to fight for a championship. Off of turn 4, Tommy Ryan will win at Charlotte. Oh, we're wrecking coming to the line. Oh, a massive one. Oh, my goodness. So Leighton Norgard and Ethan Stanley will round out our top 3. Oh, and they're still wrecking all the way into turn 2. And they're still wrecking going through turn 2. My goodness. What on earth is happening? Cody McCorkle's driving in reverse. So is Connor Thompson. Oh, that is hilarious. Oh, man. What a finish.
Yeah, that was insane. What a way to end the race right there. That was crazy.
Ty McIntosh was 2 laps to go. He was in P2. Ends up finishing 22nd because of his issue with the wall. That is big heartbreak for the 10 truck. And man, things just went off the rails for William Wright in those closing laps. Going from P3 with a chance to win it all the way down to what, 26th?
Yeah, and then I think I even seen Ty get into the wall coming out of 2, so he even lost more points than what he was already going to lose after the little mishap in 3 and 4.
And now there's only one spot remaining in the championship 4 up for grabs next week at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Your final results. Your winner, Tommy Ryan, from Leighton Orgard and Ethan Stanley. Caleb Pacumer and JP Phillips round out the top 5. Ricky Harden, Cody McCorkle, Gerald Campbell, Gavin Higgins, and Dustin Dorr round out the top 10. Jaden Rasimas, Jeff Ryan, Trey Eidson, Austin Anabnett, Graham Bullis, Logan Shea, Frank Fody, and Cale Pocock rounding out the first page. And then Sam Boutwell, Seth Rawls, Justin Vandermarl, Ty McIntosh, Joe Francis, Rob Mooney, Dave Huckleberry, William White, Harrison Talon, Kirk Gibson, Mitchell Javier, Trey Holmes, top 30, and then rounding out the field, Connor Thompson, Paul Mikolajczyk, David Westergreen, Dylan Javier, and Bryce Fody. All right, and now it's time we get to our interviews, and we'll start off with our third place finisher of Ethan Stanley. Ethan, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, that one certainly went off the rails at the last few laps. First of all, just take us through your night and trying to manage all those green white checkers and come up with some sort of good result out of the calamity.
Yeah. I felt like I had the best truck when it came to like the early running, where the track was a little bit more loose and you had to save a little bit more right rear. And then, yeah, towards the end, I think I should have taken more fuel and loosened the truck up a bit. I didn't expect it to get that tight, especially in dirty air. So, yeah, just kind of burned up the right front. But then we got those final restarts and bad one, getting stuck behind Will, and we kind of fell back, and then. Yeah, then there at the end, I just ended up in the right lane and ended up getting back to third.
Yeah, you did real well dodging everything there at the end, especially that first green white checker with all the restart woes.
Yeah, that was a bit crazy. I guess JP spun the tires and just unfortunate got into Will. He spun out. But yeah, pretty happy with the P3 after all that.
Yeah, it was a really crazy and up and down night for you, but you were still able to salvage a great result. Not that you need it already locked into the championship race, but any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you'd like to give?
Yeah, as always, a big shout out to Blue Egg Marketing. Wouldn't get it done without them. Big shout out to the guys at Lake Norman. Pretty solid night for us. P4 for Caleb, and we had some good runs all along. Just big shout out to JD Designs painting all my my paints throughout the week, and just big shout out to you guys up in the booth. Always love watching all these back, and big thanks to Mathieu and Chad and all the people that run this league.
Alrighty, we appreciate you, Ethan, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Yep, see you guys around.
All right, there is our third place finisher, Ethan Stanley. And now we're going to talk to our runner-up of Leighton Norgard. Leighton, James in the booth, you got a copy?
Sure do.
Well, this is a great turn of fortune for you. Last week, things went pretty as bad as they could have for you, but thankfully you were able to catch a lot better breaks this time and get up into P2 and have a shot to win there at the end.
Yeah, the first 85 laps or so were not going my way at all still tonight. Got taken 3 wide a couple times and ended up losing a lot of spots there. I didn't want to get caught up in more wrecks tonight, but uh, the truck was a lot looser than I'm comfortable with too. Normally at Charlotte, it's usually on the tighter side, and that's what I'm best at driving. So I was just kind of struggling tonight, but tightened up as the night went on, and then that second to last restart when people were spinning their tires and wrecking, I just kind of got lucky and got up into third. Um, Thought I was going to have a shot at the win if I had gotten a better restart, but just did not time it well and couldn't get up there to challenge Tommy for it. And it's not a win, so I'm basically boned on the playoffs. It was unfortunate, but second is still nice.
Yeah, it's a good way to at least build up momentum into next week's finale of the round. You know, you still got one more shot to make it happen, and hopefully this is the momentum shift you need to get to that point to where you can bring home the walk off win next week.
Yeah, it basically has to be a win. With not getting any stage points tonight, there's just such a big gap between me and that fourth spot. And there's only that one spot left because we had 3 different winners now. So that was not what I was hoping for, but it's what happened. And just have to try and make it work next week.
All right, still a great result for you at the end of the day. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you'd like to give?
Just all the guys at Abbott Motorsports, Will and Kale Pocock were running tonight. Good to run with those guys as always. Andrew Hardcastle, Corey Abbott, um, Jane Rasimas runs with Shift on truck nights, but otherwise he's with us Abbott guys. And Dominc Wright and occasionally Thomas Coonan. But yeah, and then also you guys who are doing this broadcast, and of course the other admins that make Elite happen.
All righty, well, we appreciate you, Leighton, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Hopefully, see you guys later.
All right, there is our runner-up for the night, a Leighton Norgard. And now time to talk to the man of the hour. Tommy, James in the booth, you got a copy.
Yeah, 10-4, man.
What a run. What a drive. First of all, just take us through the stress level having to navigate the green white checkers and how frustrated you were when the caution came out for that first green white checkered.
Well, I was telling my teammates, I said, whatever you guys do, don't wreck. you know, don't wreck, don't bring out a yellow. So, and then of course when the yellow flew, just as I was coming off 4, I was like, I yelled some explicit language. We'll just say that.
Yeah, I think we can all figure out what you were saying, but yeah, you did a fantastic job to, not let that frazzle you and just stay focused and nail the restarts there at the end.
Yeah, and I'm in a channel with JP, so that's why I chose the top on that first one because he was going to be on my inside, and I knew if I could work with him some, then I had a chance to get him racing those other guys. And unfortunately, I think a bunch of guys got loose, but he definitely got wheel spin when he tried to start in first gear. And then the next one came out, and then I was just kind of sitting duck there with no teammates around me, so I just had to do what I had to do. And luckily got cleared, and those guys started racing, and it all worked out. But yes, it was very nerve wracking, and you know, it's just what you deal with at the end of these things. It's like, who brought that stupid thing out?
Well, the best thing about this win is that you are officially going to be fighting for a championship here in a couple weeks. How much of a relief is that?
Well, it's really good because when we were talking last week, I actually missed the race before this one, or the not last week, but the week before, because I was actually in Martinsville for the real race, and I was like, I don't even remember what happened to me. Wow, I'm so far back. But then it dawned on me. But yeah, I mean, now I can go into the next couple of weeks and just have fun and not really worry too much about it, and just come in here and have a good time and not stress about it. I'll say that. If the yellow flies, it's not a big deal. How about that?
Yeah. All right. Well, an incredible win for you tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout outs you like to give?
Yeah. Obviously, like I say every week, head over to northerntool.com, and we're getting ready to have a bunch of Black Friday sales. So everybody head over there and check out what we got. We got some really cool stuff, Milwaukee, all kinds of things, and Jameson Custom Corvette, and Juicy Spider for putting on this series, and you guys, and obviously Chad for putting up for everybody.
All righty. We appreciate you, Tommy, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
All right, man. See ya.
And that just about does it for us tonight. Matt, what are your closing thoughts on one heck of a race tonight?
It was good. Very entertaining. I love watching these guys drive these trucks when they're loose like that and they're struggling and all over the place. It just puts on a good show and some craziness at the end, which happens. And now the playoffs are mixed up with Ryan winning, and now one race left to decide who would take the last spot in the Champ 4. So can't wait.
Yes, sir. And, well, I think it's time we get the heck on out of here. For my broadcast partners, Matthew Weeks and Jesse Rasimas, I'm James Watson, and bid you adieu till next week. Good night, everyone.